Okay, so I am just in my car. Just finished class. It's like 5:30. I just wanted to hop on here and essentially talk about like a recurring theme in my life, which is every time I'm like dead serious about something, or like I'm disturbed by something, or say I'm in a situation where like I'm having a problem with some person, but said person is also close with someone I'm close with, and I bring it up, and it's like something that's not just like I got my toe stubbed and then they laughed at me. It's not something like that. It'll be something like brutal, you know what I mean? Like I got ripped off or something, or so on, you know. It's never something petty, and I bring it up and then they're like, yo, it's not that deep, bro. Or like I maybe I'm talking about like something that's going on with the current state of the world. I know, and like on some Jaden Smith, but it's something that's horrifying, that pertains to like maybe some treatment of a minority group, or like something that's happening to women or children, or you know, any oppressed or marginalized group, and I bring it up and they're like, yo, I just don't want to talk about that right now, or it's not that deep, yada yada yada. And it gets to the point where it's like when I bring stuff up or I try to speak like a human being with firing neurons, I get like told, yo, it's not that deep. And it keeps happening to me, to the point that I'm not like all the time trying to make a political statement, and I'm not all the time trying to be dead serious about everything. But sometimes it's just nice to know that the people I'm talking to aren't fully like fried, you know what I mean? And it just kind of like, I want a human relationship. I want to talk about stuff that I feel is important sometimes, because you know the world is kind of like cooked. And I'm Gen Z, so I'm in the like, we are going to have to deal with this. This is not chill type of stuff going on right now. And it's just like being dismissed, to the point that when I bring even it up to some people that I'm close with, they get all awkward. They're like, yeah, or like, low key, did you hear about the Travis Scott record that got leaked? Something like that. Or like that new ASAP album. And it's like, bro, if you just are not comfortable like using your mind, just tell me that and we can sever relations. It is definitely not a matter of you have to fake being like, you know, ignoring me, or you have to kind of put me aside in your mind to make our relationship work. I don't want that relationship to work then, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, if it's that I can't talk to you about like what's going on in America right now, like with ICE, you know, or like with these files being released, if you don't want to hear about that, like if it, you know what I mean? Like even in just passing, like, wow, it wasn't that preposterous, and you don't want to hear about it because you're like tight with, you're a fan of someone you saw in those files, or so on and so forth, to the point that you kind of just dismiss what I'm saying and be like, SpongeBob in the normal SpongeBob episode, like, wonderful weather we're having. It's like, dude, you don't have to be my friend then. I don't want to be your friend even in that case, you know. I'm just holding out. And obviously I got to tell these people that, you know, I'm kind of ranting right now because I just feel like I don't know how. It's like we grew up together, and it's like now I'm kind of talking to a holographic Meatloaf version of somebody who I once was close with, or at least who, you know what I mean? Maybe that's just who they are and I just misjudged them. But I guess I'm just talking because it feels scarce and few and far between that people have a functioning coconut, and I just don't know what to do anymore. Yeah, you know, the world's going down. The housing market's going nuts. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff, but there's a lot of bad stuff too. And it's like, we were all told we can go to the moon. We can do anything we want. We can change the world when we were in elementary school. And it's like, okay, so let's do that then. We're like, we are worse almost than previous generations, and hopefully worse than subsequent, because I don't think we can take much more of this, in the sense that the world is like super negative and we're getting gaslit by many people in many different places. And it's not, again, not negative in that there's no positive things. There are tons of positive things. There's very many positive things, like, and I could list them all, but that's not, if you know me, you know that I know. But I don't think the world can take subsequent geek like this. And realistically, I'm in a position where it's like, I feel like I no longer have people to talk to because everybody's so geeked out. We are so put against each other, just like, you're a liberal, you're a conservative. And it's super like stupid because it's, I mean, like, You know, you know what I mean? Like, they're both wings of the same bird, realistically. Like, everybody's in bed with the wrong people either way. And it's just like, now people are afraid to speak and talk about anything, really. It's like, oh, did you see those files that released? It's like, I can't talk about that because I'm a Republican. Or it's like, oh, did you see like X, Y, and Z? And then it's like, oh, I can't talk about that because I'm a liberal. And it's like, dude, why can we not just have you can use your critical thought outside of set identity buckets that are like kind of manipulating us, put upon us, to kind of keep the public at odds with each other so that people up top can do negative things, or you can talk about with, you know what I mean, if your homie did something horrible, you can talk about that, you know, like, you know, you can hold your morality and you can be like, yo, that was an awful thing that person did, and I'm gonna try to make amends with them, but I'm gonna also acknowledge that was whack. You can do that too. It's like super possible to carry a nuance in your, you know what I mean, in your day-to-day. You don't have to be a liberal or a conservative or the avid white knight defender of your homie who like did something crazy to a chick at a party. You don't have to be that guy. You can literally just be you, like, you know, as you were when you were a child, when you were told you can go to the moon if you fight for it, and hold solid ground, because like the absolute death of nuanced thought and opinion, at least in the public sphere. I mean, in the comment section, everybody seems to have very distinct opinions on things, but it seems nowadays, lately in person, in real life, people are kind of reluctant to be like, yeah, I don't know, that's crazy, about many things. And it's like, it happens on a greater socio-political, you know what I mean, layer, but also just on a personal layer. It's like, dude, like I'm saying, like, if somebody does something brutal to me, they're like, it's not that deep, or like, or you're overthinking it, or like, why don't you just go and have a bath, or like go to McDonald's and get the crazy Whopper. It's like, dude, because I feel kind of like maybe just because I'm hurt like a little bit and I don't want the crazy Whopper. I want to talk, you know what I mean, and just kind of like, you know, kind of come to terms with the fact that what happened was whack, and that I have someone listening. It's like, I think people are just generally, I guess what I'm trying to say, people close to me and greater, just based on what I see, are afraid to take stances that would otherwise marginalize them from some opportunity, or from some person that they're very familiar with, or from some, I guess, many things. And it's like, to me, it's really sad, because it gets harder and harder every day to feel like there are good people, and that's okay, you know, because I know there are tons of good people. I know I'm not crazy in that way. Like, I know there's tons of great people. I'm not trying to say there aren't. But it's just, it honestly feels like sometimes just really bleak when I'm like, you know what I mean, trying to talk about any of these things, and everyone's just like, I'd rather talk about anything else. It honestly, it just literally feels like, I don't know, man. It feels like a cartoon. It feels super geeked. Anyway, I just wanted to get on a rant about this. I know it's not like a huge thing, or like a great constructed video or anything. I just feel like, I guess I'm just making it for myself so I can look back and say, you know what, dude, if like in a year time, if I'm still letting people kind of hit me with, it's not that deep, or it's like, dude, you're you should go hit chest, then I am like fried. So this is like my temporal blip that says, yo, watch this again in the future, and if people are still treating you that way, or if you're still like surrounded by those that hopefully minority subset of people, then you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And that's just what I have to say. I'm gonna keep making videos like this. I'm not gonna promote this channel or nothing, so I don't know, it'll probably just die in the wind. But it definitely feels nice to just be able to yap. So yeah, on my main channel I post like tons of synthesizer stuff, and that just, you know, it's scary sometimes, like trying to learn the synth, do all that stuff, and make sure I don't make a mistake. So yeah, this is a nice little thing to do while I'm bored. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. If you know what I mean, drop a you know what I mean,